the applications. Um, Many of us were on the call last week with the town clerk, Amy, and we discussed signatures for approvals after we're done here. So um, the any any paperwork that needs to get signed needs to have um, ink signatures. They can't be, electronically signed. So we have two options. We can all go down to the town clerk's office and sign them individually, or the board can. Well, I guess we could pass them around. We could sign them with pen and then scan them and send them around to get all the signatures. Or there's the option that the board could vote that my signature, chairman's signature, um, would be the only signature required for these applications during, uh, while we have to do these online meetings during the quarantine. So that's up to you guys. I have to go and sign them one way or the other, so it doesn't change what I need to do. So it's totally up to you guys what you want to do. You guys can take a vote. If you all want to still go down and sign, you can do that. Um, you guys, whatever you guys want to do is fine with me.
You need a motion for that?
If you want to, yeah, we would need a motion. We would need to vote on it, and then we'll take a roll call vote.
Okay, I'll make the motion that your signature will work for the rest of us during this time.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. I'm going to do a roll call vote. Jim,
Aye.
Charles,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Adam.
Aye.
All right, and I'll abstain as the chairman, I guess. All right, so that's 5-0-1. Okay, and just before we get started again, just everyone watching, paying attention. So we are live on BCAT, um, and BCAT has the Facebook page that you can watch through, and comments can be made through that. And Joellen, you're monitoring that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And comments can also be made, through this WebEx meeting that we're doing. For each application, we will call for participation, and we'll just ask that people, try to speak one at a time. Uh,
And can I just as a reminder, if you're not speaking, you should put yourself on mute because I'm hearing a lot of background noise. Like someone's dog is barking.
and for the actual decisions. All right, so the first application is a new hearing for Lexington Street. Mark, can you read that into the record for us, please?
Yes, sir. The petition of Joe Currier for the property located at 121, 123, 125 Lexington Street, as shown on map number 46, parcel 13, on Burlington Assessors Maps. The applicant is seeking a variance pursuant to Article 5, Section 5.2.0 of the Burlington zoning bylaws to divide existing parcel of land into two buildable single-house lots. Lot A is proposed to have 17,837 square feet of land, 71.80 feet of frontage on Lexington Street, and the second Lot B proposed to have 17,837 square feet of land with 71.80 feet of frontage on Lexington Street. Both lots have been denied due to the Burlington zoning bylaw, Article 5, Section 5.2.0 requires a minimum of 20,000 square feet of land and 100 feet of frontage on a public way. Neither lots, A or B, have the required square footage of land or frontage on a public way. Documentation in support of this proposal is available for public inspection as shown on plans filed with CBA and a copy of which is on file at the town. You have to, Mike, you have to unmute yourself.
Joanne, do you have the ability to mute people to a background? Or, I mean, I know it's Jeff. Jeff, you have a lot of background
Oh,
noise going on.
he just fixed it.
Okay, all right. All right, so let's move forward. Is the petitioner here?
I am.
Okay, can you introduce yourself for the record and give us the details of your proposal?
Yeah, sure. My name is Joe Currier. I'm here for 121 Lexington Street, and I'm seeking a variance to split the lots. As I submitted a summary with part of my package here, and when I purchased it in 2017, it was a legal three-family, according to the building department. I did my due diligence prior to purchasing it, and after going to the planning board, tried to rebuild 3 units. We withdrew without prejudice, and this is my next step, is try to split the lots, which is pretty much what everybody was looking for, instead of 3 units to put back there.
Okay, we'll go around the board for questions. Let's start with Jim.
So aside from the lot size and the frontage, are the side variance, is it going to be 15 feet? I don't know if you've gotten to the point where you've made plans where the house placements are.
Yes, they all would meet setbacks. The frontage would go back 25 feet. If these were proposed and they went back 35 feet, you would pick up on lot A. Yeah, lot A, if you went back 35 feet, you'd pick up about 92 feet in frontage and width, and the house would meet all setbacks. There wouldn't be, your large house. That would be about 3,300 square feet. In lot B, if you went back about 35 feet, you would pick up about, 83, 84 feet of frontage there, and you would meet all the setbacks required by zoning.
Okay, and I'm just curious, I drove by today and so there's an existing driveway as you look at the property on your left.
Yes.
Is it,
There's
So what
actually
is-
2. There's one on the right-hand side that's
Right,
overgrown,
okay.
and there's the one on the left.
Okay.
so the dirt road on the right would be okay. Yeah, those are the only questions I had at this point.
Okay, Charles?
I have a couple of questions, just kind of related to chapter 40A. In order to give a variance, a couple of different things you have to meet. One of them is hardship. In order to get a variance, you're required to have a hardship of topography of the land or anything like that. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about the hardship in this case.
Sure. Back in 2017, prior to purchasing it, doing my due diligence with the town, it was a legal 3-family. And as I was going to, purchase some land off the church to create today's zoning, the 40,000 with the 200 feet of frontage, they were gonna sell me a piece of land to do that. A couple town members had asked me to, you got a 3-family there, just knock it down and build a 3-family. That's a process I went with, as far as through the planning board, and, 13 months with the planning board and all kinds of engineering and, stormwater management, test pits, and, interest ticking, and here we are. I purchased it in November 2017, and it was denied. It was withdrawn in October of 2018, and here we are, and I am forward to look to split it.
Okay. For these particular variances, it's really tough for me to find a hardship in this, whereas you could just build another house, knock that down, and build a single family, and be done with it without splitting it. But I guess we'll see what the other members have to say and what the public has to say, and we'll go from there.
Yes, well, purchasing it as a 3-family and only getting one out of it, the hardship and the loan. I'm only, after they pulled my grandfather rights, for demoing it. This is what they decided to do 13 months after, I had legal rights to a 3-family. With the council right now is no longer there, and nor is the building commission longer there. And it was, just so happens, the decisions were made 2 months before both of them had left. The building commissioner retired, and town council, I'm not too sure what happened to them. Now we're on the new town council, new, building commission.
Okay, that's all I
All right.
have for right now.
Okay. All right, Mark?
So maybe, Joe, you could speak a little bit about, you mentioned the grandfather rights. So what is it that's grandfathered about these particular lots?
The lots on grandfathered. The 3-family was grandfathered. It dates back to 1936. 121, 123, and 125. It was a 3-family, goes back to 1936. And you would lose your grandfather rights if you voluntarily abandoned the property. The previous owner was trying to go for a 3-family. He had passed away in an accident, and his wife was in litigation prior to going to foreclosure. So my local attorney had worked with the town commissioner, and they couldn't find it. They come up with about 9 months of, voluntarily. It wasn't really voluntarily. It was in litigation the whole time, which litigation doesn't count. And at the time, town council had instructed the building commissioner at the time, it was his decision, keep it as a grandfathered or to take the grandfather rights away. And that happened about 13 months after, giving me my grandfather rights. I bought it out of a foreclosure, and it was grandfathered in for the building inspector at that time, and they gave me all the paperwork. That changed their minds 13 months later, because I wanted to tear it down and build three new units.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna allow other members to speak on the issue, and I'll reserve.
Okay, all right. John, questions, comments?
John, you're muted.
Sorry about that. So this is to Mr. Currier. Joe, you bought this house and you were going to redo the 3-family originally?
When I,
Is that
when I
the way it was?
purchased it, well, when I purchased
first-
the kitchen, you couldn't get inside of it. So after going inside, after a few months, it was just dilapidated. It was beyond repair.
All right, but at that time, you got an approval from the building inspector at that time to put up a 3-unit building?
Well, no, we didn't get approval from them. We got approval that it was a grandfathered 3-family use, and we can continue the use as a 3-family for remodeling it.
All right, so my first question is, why don't you just build another 3-family then?
We went through planning board for 13 months and it didn't, dragged around for 13 months. with the
That
planning
is still an option, correct?
No, we withdrew the application from planning board. There was an abutter that questioned the building commissioner's voluntary abandonment. And there is no clarification from the old town council or the old building commissioner of the voluntarily abandonment, which they're going by. And therefore, they took my grandfather rights based on that.
Okay,
like,
but how they give them to you? Verbally give them to you? They give it to you in writing? They sign off on the permits? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, it was transferred over. It was a legal 3-family from 1936. So it was transferred
Okay.
over.
So,
And it was transferred back in 2004. It was prior to me that they went over the all their paperwork to trace it back to 1936 to make it a legal 3-family. That was done in 2004 prior to me. So I didn't even, it was November 12, 2004, when Mr. Clancy had wrote his letter of grandfathered rights to the existing owner at that time, that it goes back to 1936. So this just transferred over to me. I didn't have to do any legwork or paperwork. This is already in their file.
okay, so when it was transferred over to you, as far as you were concerned, you had a 3-family home then?
Correct. Based on
Yeah.
this letter that they gave me from 2004, with the local attorney and Mr. Clancy doing their due diligence in town council at the time in 2004, they all come up with the rights. This was a legal 3-family since 1936.
Do we have a copy of that paperwork? Because I didn't see that.
Probably not. I don't believe I submitted it with my package. No.
I would think we would want to have that on file
On
anyway.
file at town hall. That's
Okay.
where I got it.
Let me just, I don't have any real questions. I mean, I understand what you're doing well and all that stuff there. Here's the thing, for me to get by. So, back onto what Charles says, you're gonna need a hardship. And I understand by reading your hardship justification page that you're going for financial hardship. But we're supposed to, we're not supposed to go for personal financial hardship. It has to pertain to the land. So I'm stuck a little bit there. However, I think that this was all caused by the town of Burlington's mistake, and I would love to be able to give you some relief here. I think you're entitled to it. I think you deserve it, and I think it's the right thing to do. But I before I say anything, I want to wait for more to hear if any of the neighbors what they have to say and stuff like that. But that's where I am. I'm right on the fence. I do think we should give you some relief here, but I just got to come up with a hardship that I can use. We're not supposed to be able to use personal financial hardship, even though we have this gray area we can work with. But I think, hey, I think that if the town caused this kind of trouble, then it's really up to us to help straighten it out. That's where I am right now.
Adam, any questions, comments?
Not at this time. Most of what I wanted to ask was already asked by other board members, so they were already answered. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions kind of in line with the questions that were already asked. So just to kind of get a little bit more detail on the timeline of how this happened. So when you purchased this, or while you were purchasing this, you spoke to the building inspector and they gave you, probably, I'm assuming verbally, the opinion that it was grandfathered 3-family use. Is that right?
Not verbally, they gave me the paperwork from 2004, the opinion letter from 2004, which Mr. Clancy had done along with a local attorney in town council in 2004, come up with the opinion letter that it was continuing to be grandfathered for the existing owner prior to his death. I believe he passed in 2011 or 2012. So they gave him the right because he was looking to tear it down and build a 3-family as well. So he needed an opinion letter in 2004. And they granted that, and that's the same opinion letter I had received at the beginning of November of 2017.
And was it used as a 3-family house from
Yes.
2004 on?
That's the question. Nobody knows when it was.
Joe, I'm sorry, I think you're muted.
They think it was about 2011, 2012 that they had moved up, but they're not sure. But being in litigation because the lady was losing it because her husband had passed away, she was losing it through foreclosure. She kept it going for 6 or 7 years. So it's been in litigation since then. Since about 2011, I believe, is, according to all the paperwork with my attorney and the building commissioner at the time, Mr. Clancy.
Okay, so if you had all this, why did you withdraw?
I was there was a letter from an abutter questioning Mr. Clancy's decision on his, opinion letter, and town council did not have Mr. Clancy's back at that time. If he, I believe, if he kept it, so Mr. Clancy issued the letter, said, he's going to withdraw his opinion letter from 2004, and we had to withdraw from the planning board. Right after that, it was late October of 2018, when the town, Mr. Clancy had the letter from the abutter, I believe it was June of 2018. It took them well over 3 months to get back. I was just sitting and waiting in the wings and waiting for their letter to come forward. And, waited several months for their letter, and obviously it didn't turn out well. And 2 months later, town council was gone and Mr. Clancy was retired. So I don't know if that had a big effect on it. Unknown, but my attorney then, at that time, at the end of October, had advised me to withdraw from the planning board.
Was
Based on
there
the letter, because the planning board was just hung up on this letter. They're waiting for Mr. Clancy to re-rule on it, which I'm still confused to this day why they.
was there anything in writing on the building inspector's withdrawal of his original opinion?
Yes, there is.
Is that something we can get a copy of?
It should be in the file, 121 Lexington Street file that Andy Youngerson has, the new building commissioner.
Okay, well.
My attorney, Mr. Murphy, would have a copy of that as well.
All right, we'll need to take a look and see if we can get the reason for that. But I mean, that's kind of a different subject. It's just details on the history of this project that, could come into play on our decision. So, all right, I'm going to open this up to the public. So we'll start with, actually, I'm going to start off by, we got an email that I'm going to read into the record. If everyone can just bear with me for a moment. Okay, this is a letter, email that we received from Rose Hatch. So this is just the letter I'll read into the record. My position regarding this appeal is that I stand with the decision of the building department in denying the proposal plan to build 2 single-family house lots on the 1 parcel of land. The proposal to build 2 homes would require subdividing the existing parcel, and in doing so, each parcel would not have the minimum square footage per parcel and would be in violation of the zoning bylaws. The bylaws for the proper square footage of land were put in place for a reason, and I would like to see this enforced. If the ZBA overturns the building department's denial of the proposal, I fear that this sets a precedent for others who may request hardship justification to subdivide lots. As the owner and builder of the lot, Mr. Currier has the ability to control the cost of the home he builds to ensure a profitable return. As a contractor, any cost he has incurred in the cost of doing business. Thank you for your time, Rose Hatch. Okay, I will now open this up to other members of the community that are either on this WebEx meeting or online. I'll just for the sake of keeping it organized, I'll start with the people that are on the WebEx meeting. So if anyone would like to make comments, please introduce yourself. We'll try to, do one at a time, and then please, ask your questions or make your comments.
Mike, my name is Rose Hatch. You just read my email to Joe Ellen last month. I'd like to add to that if I could. Mike, can you hear me?
No, he's muted.
Should I continue?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Back in 2004, before Mr. Currier owned the property, the prior owner purchased the house and got the 3-family grandfathered in because it was he wanted to knock it down and build 3 families. It was denied when he was the previous owner. When Mr. Currier purchased the property, the planning board overturned the 3-family based on the fact that the tax record showed that it had not been used as a 3-family. That is why Mr. Clancy overturned the grandfather clause of the 3-family, because that's how he lost the zoning for that. And that's why that was denied. It was the tax records that proved that. The house that sits there now is just around, 3/4 of an acre. At the time, Mr. Currier wanted to build 3 condos, which were all 3,000 square foot, give or take, which are the size of a house. Even if he's building 2, it's going to overcrowd the lot. And I believe it's going to set precedents for other homes that are either in this neighborhood, because it's an older neighborhood, or other lots in Burlington, and it's just going to overcrowd it. I don't believe Mr. Currier has hardship that it qualifies for him to build 2 homes on the 1 lot. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Please introduce yourself first.
Hi, Jeff DeBona. I'm a neighbor on Michelle Drive. I wanted to speak in favor of the project. I know the house has been an eyesore for a long time. Everyone hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Everyone hear me? Anyone hear me?
Yeah, Jeff.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh,
We can hear you.
I didn't hear anything back. Yeah, I just wanted to speak in favor of it. I know it was always been a 3-family, the way it was. I'm unfamiliar with the way it went back and forth in the tax records, and it's been sitting there for a long time. To see something good happen to the property, whether it be 3 units or 2 homes, I'm in favor for it, and I just wanted to speak and say that. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Hi, this is John Patterson. We're in a butter to the house. Can you guys hear me first?
Yes.
Sorry, we don't have a camera on our computer. This fight about the three family has been going on for years. I'm surprised you guys do not have records of this that you've previously seen, but it was already established that this is not a three-family lot. This decision, I don't think here should be about whether this is a three-family lot. I thought we were here to discuss whether he had the ability to build this two-plot land. Going back to this three-family business again and again and again is getting really old for a lot of us neighbors. I think we should focus on whether what he's trying to do today matters, not what was happening in the past. We want to see the property built into something very nice, a great neighborhood, like the other guy that was just on, Joe, I believe. Yep. It is an eyesore. It's been an eyesore for years, but we would like to see it develop into something that fit into our neighborhood. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
I did have a follow-up question, Mike.
Yeah, Jim, if you could just hold it for just one second. I just want to check with Joe Ellen and
Sure.
see if there's anyone posting anything online, any questions or comments.
No, nothing's been posted.
Okay, all right, go ahead, Jim.
Joe, I thought I heard you say earlier that there was talk of you buying land from an abutting church. Was that right?
Correct. The church owns the house to the right of me, and they also have the church kind of behind me on the right-hand corner of the property. So those negotiations, because of the, it was complex for them, and they decided, not to do it. They were afraid it would devalue the existing property by giving a piece of that property, which is the residential piece, not the church. The church is out back. They own the house just to the right. So it would be a portion of that frontage right there, which they had plenty of. And it kind of went across their driveway, the existing driveway. So they were kind of scared that it would impact the value of their home. So that's why they chose not to do it. But up front, they were all for it. But then they, after several meetings and them discussing, they decided not to do it. And after the planning board, after I went through the planning board, I approached them again, and they still felt the same way. That was just recently in late 2019.
Okay, thank you.
Joe, just to follow up on that, was there, you said that if you move the lot line into the church, it would go over an existing driveway. I don't have a plan of their lot, but would there be a way to modify that in some way where you'd end up with enough square footage and not go over their driveway and maybe only come up a little short on one of the frontages, or is there a way?
Yeah, see, back in 2017, early 2018, I had two scenarios for them, taking a piece of the church and combined with the residential piece out front. And after, several months, they just took a long time to come to a conclusion. They decided not to. Then I confronted them again in late 2019, early 2020, about just taking the frontage and a little piece of this square footage. Even though it was just an easement and not taken of the land, the land wasn't changing, so it would have been a tough build on my part to get one house in, because, it was just a right to use easement from them. The square footage. There was plans on that, but they just decided not to do it.
Okay,
Mike, you there?
yeah, sorry, I cut out a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I think that there's probably some more information through the town about the history of this project. I don't necessarily know whether that's going to change what our decision would be or not. I'll see what the other board members think. See if other members have thoughts on a direction to move forward in this.
Yeah, my preference, Mike, would be to take a closer look at the history. I know that the abutters are saying that this has been vetted, but I feel like we need to take a closer look at some of these documents that that the inspector has.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. So from my notes, I have that there's a 2004 letter, and there's a withdrawal letter from around 2017, 2018 that we should get. Joe, if you have copies of those and you could forward them to Joellen for us, that would be great. I mean, I'll work with the building department.
Mr. Murphy. Yeah, I have my attorney, Mr. Murphy, forward and everything.
All right, so it sounds like we'll continue this so that we can take a look at that and then move forward with this in one way or another. Are there any other?
It's John. Can I make a comment?
You're muted.
No, he's frozen. Mike's lost, Mike.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
So Mike, can I make a comment? I can't hear anybody now.
All right, John, you're back now. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to address one thing that Mrs. Hatch or Ms. Hatch brought up. As far as precedent goes, that the board does not set precedent, no matter what we do here, does not set precedent anywhere else. I just thought anybody listening should be aware of that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, or do we have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue?
Second.
Okay, all right, so roll call on the continuance. Jim,
Aye.
Charles,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Adam,
Aye.
and myself, aye. All right, so this will be continued to our next meeting. Joellen, what's the date?
The 19th.
May 19th. Okay, we'll just,
I appreciate your time, Mr. Member, and Mr. Chairman. Members and Mr. Chairman.
all right, yeah, if you could just get that, if we could get that information for.
I will. Thanks for your time.
All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
I can.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone here for Movement Workshop?
Yes.
Okay, if you could please introduce yourself and give us an overview of your proposal.
Sure. Yes. My name is Scott Farino. I'm from Sign Design in Brockton, Mass. And I'm here with Heidi Sherlick from Movement Workshop. She's the owner. And back in the winter of 2018, we permitted and installed some signage, 2 signs for the training room on 3rd Avenue, 23rd Avenue. And since then, their logo has changed. And they want to go ahead and update the signage to reflect their new branding. The square footage of the signage isn't changing at all. It's roughly the exact same. And that's all it is, pretty much.
Yeah, I sold the training room in November. So I don't know if you can hear me. This is Heidi Shayla. Hi. I sold the training room in November to my business partner. I'd owned it for 10 years, and so the new signage is the new business, but it's the same clients, the same staff, the same everything, just a new name.
Okay, we'll go around for the board. Start with Adam this time. Adam, any questions?
Just to confirm, you did say that, I think I heard you say the new sign is pretty much the same size as the old one.
That is correct. It's roughly 48 square feet.
All right, thank you.
Okay, John?
Yeah, I have no problems with it at all.
All right, Mark?
No questions.
Okay, Charles?
There's 2 signs, right? Sign A and B?
There's one in the front that faces 3rd Avenue, and there's a second sign which is non-illuminated in the back that faces the parking lot.
Okay. I don't have any real issues with the signs at all. All right if we stay under the 90 lumens per square foot as a condition.
Absolutely.
All right, I don't have anything else.
Okay, Jim?
Yeah, the only question I had, the sign in the back parking lot, the new sign looks a lot bigger than the old sign. Is it just like an optical illusion, or?
It must be. The old sign was a 2-foot by 69 inch at 11.5 square feet. And the new sign is a 21 inch by 72, which is 10.5 square feet. So it's just about a square foot less.
Square foot less?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's all I had.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any issues with this either, just the replacement of the existing sign. I think the 90 lumens, they can meet that works out. That being said, I'll open this up to the public. If there's anyone on the WebEx meeting for the public that would like to speak in favor or against this proposal, please just try to speak one at a time. Right, I don't hear anyone, so we'll have
Mike, I didn't get anything that you really said.
I'm not hearing it either.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know why my connection keeps cutting out. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry about that. All right. I think we're all set. If we don't have any comments, we can take a motion.
Make a motion to approve 2 signs for movement workshop. As shown on drawings dated 12/10/19, sheet G01 and G02, with the condition to not exceed 90 lumens per square foot.
Second.
Okay, the motion is made and seconded. Sorry. We need to close the public hearing before we do that.
Make a
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All right, motion is made and seconded to close the public hearing. Roll call. Jim?
Aye.
Charles?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Madam, you're the alternate on this. And then, so myself, aye. So I'll close the hearing. All right, so we can go back. Charles, you already made the motion, so
Second.
it's made, it's been seconded. All right, motion is made and seconded to approve the movement workshop. Roll call. Jim?
Aye.
Charles?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
And myself, aye. All right, your signage is approved. You're all set.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is a new application for 6 Wayside Road for Code Ninja, as advertised. Is there anyone here to speak for Code Ninja?
Yes, my name is Peter March, New Hampshire Signs, 66 Gold Ledge Avenue, Auburn, New Hampshire.
All right, if you could give us a overview of your application, please.
Yeah, so we applied for a sign permit for a building side sign for a franchise called Code Ninjas at 6 Wayside Road, Burlington. The property is in the mall, as you know, the one just off exit 33, and it's in the BG zone. The request was denied on January 3rd, and the denial letter is attached, and it refers to previous decisions of the ZBA that state that no additional signs are allowed on that mall. The signage consists of a set of channel letters, which you should have the pictures of, 24 inches high by 12'8" wide. And that sign is compliant with the Burlington sign code. The sign marks the entry into a store and is mounted above the principal entry to the store. It's the only exterior signage to identify this business. So we were advised to appeal this decision as follows. In terms of Burlington Code, general business districts are allowed under 13.1.3.2.1. Businesses are allowed 1 wall sign for each business side of the building, a direct entrance into the store, and that's what we're applying for. And also 13.1.3.2.4 states at the first floor level, a sign may extend across the full width of the wall. So that also refers to the right that a business has to have signage. So our argument essentially is that the code clearly intends to allow each business to identify itself by means of a sign. This sign conforms to the code. It's also essential the business be allowed a sign because without that, the business would not be viable. And as such, we believe that the decision of the inspector was an error and we're asking the board to reverse this decision.
Okay, before we move to comments from the board, you're asking for a second sign as well, correct? A blade sign?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to the board for comments. Jim?
The only comment I had, I'm noticing on one of your renditions, it's marked page 1. It says 95 lumens per square feet for the ninja symbol. Is that correct?
We're happy to conform to whatever you require on that. I know there's a limit as to the number of lumens, and so we're happy to conform to whatever that limit is. As a condition of this.
Yeah, it's 90, but
90,
yeah, that's the only comment I have.
Okay, Charles?
I don't have any comments on the sign. I think it looks good. Fine.
All right, Mark?
No questions.
John?
John, you're muted, John. Oh, we lost him.
Okay, we'll go to Adam, we'll come back to John.
He's back.
I'm back.
All right,
I'm
John,
back.
any comments?
I'm back. I have no questions. I'm all set.
All right, Adam?
No questions.
Okay, I am also all set with this. So let's open this up to the public. Any comments from anyone on the WebEx meeting?
No, there's none.
None online, doesn't seem to be anyone on the online meeting.
No. Or on
Okay.
Facebook.
All right. So we can take a motion to close first.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to close the public hearing. Roll call. Jim?
Aye.
If you're asking me, Mike, aye.
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 Did you get my eye?
Mike must not be there.
No, he's buffering. I can see his photo here. Taking over, Charles.
Yeah, we'll give him another second, then we can do it without him if we need to. Well, I think he left I think he's out, he got booted out completely.
This is Don Booth from the Hampshire Signs. Hello?
Hello. All right.
All right, back?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but this is towards the end. Of course, it happens.
Yeah, right.
All right. So Jim, I didn't hear you.
Who, me?
All right, Charles?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
And myself, aye. All right, that's to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion to approve 2 signs for Code Ninjas. As shown on plans dated 10/17/19, sheets 1 through 3. With the condition that the lumens not exceed 90 lumens per square foot.
Second.
All right, the motion is made and seconded. Roll call. Jim?
Aye.
Charles,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and myself, aye. All right, you are all set.
Thank you for your time. Have a happy Cinco de Mayo or whatever's left.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye then.
Okay. I lost my agenda here. All right, so the only thing we have left is the minutes from our February 18th meeting. Is
I'll make a
it
motion to
everyone-
accept the minutes.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Roll call. Jim,
Aye.
Charles,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Adam,
Aye.
myself, aye. All right, I'm assuming no one else has any new business.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to adjourn. Roll call. Jim,
Aye.
Charles,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Adam,
Aye.
myself, aye. All right, hopefully we'll be live maybe at the next meeting or the one after that.
We'll see.
Yep.
Right.
All right, everyone stay healthy. Joellen, do we have new applications?
Yes, I will get them mailed out by Friday.
Okay. And I'll correspond with you and Amy about, I know she had sent me the form about the signatures, so I'll get that filled out. I think she'll notarize it.
Right.
And then
Okay.
you guys can let me know when the stuff's at the town hall to sign, and I'll go in and sign it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Motion to adjourn.
You did.
You did that, right?
Yeah.
I was asleep.
Okay, good night.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. Uh-oh. There we go.